welcome back to Mortals and Portals, a Pathfinder real play podcast. I am your host and GM, Zach, and joining me at the table is...
Adam, and I play Jules, an Azaketi bard.
I'm Joel, and I play Dax, Kobold Rogue.
Ryan, I'm Tough, an automaton inventor.
Taryn, I'm Waltz, a human champion.
And Josh, I play Don Bernardo Quijano de las Nubes, and he's a human swashbuckler.
Yes. Wow. First of all, we were all in our best behavior because we knew Josh was at the end of this time. We normally mess it up for Taryn.
I wouldn't dare.
But we wanted Josh to get in a clean introduction. Dude, yes.
We'll maybe get him next time.
Taryn got a clean introduction this time,
You're back,
too.
Man. We didn't scare Josh off, guys. Like, he actually came back. He wants to keep playing. That was awesome.
Nothing could scare me. I'm here for the fight.
Dude, it was so much fun, and we were like super pumped about it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, if you forgot, or like sometimes people skip episodes. I know this for a fact. I see the download stats. If you're a maniac and you skipped the last episode, Josh is here. So he is an incredibly awesome role player. He's actually from two very popular actual play podcasts. He was a Dwarf Eldritch Knight in the 5e podcast Sneak Attack, one of the OG actual plays, awesome. And like we said last episode, probably the reason that Mortals and Portals exists, like no joke. So thank you guys for making Sneak Attack. And then also he GMs Titans of Altera, which is another 5e podcast, also incredible. Music, sound effects, all that stuff, amazing. So yeah, you should check those out. And yeah, just thanks again for playing with us. Really appreciate it.
I'm so happy to be here, and thanks for all the kind words, man. Wow.
Well deserved.
So, last time on Mortals and Portals, Tough linked up, well, Tough and Jules, I should say, after their shenanigans of shooting a stranger with a tranquilizer dart. And I helped. And playing music to a crowd of people. You found Waltz and Dax hanging out at a coffee shop in a beautiful park with like a pink-haired gnome, I guess, because yeah, I created him because Terrence started talking to him. So yeah, that's how that happened. And yeah, so you guys just sat down and, you know, we're ordering coffee from some like upset, miserable teenager basically. And then guess who showed up? The guy that Tough shot with the tranquilizer, and it was Renard, or some other way longer, cooler, elegant sounding name that Josh can do that I can't. Yeah, and he was angry. He showed you the dart you shot him with, and he was, you know, here on business because he obviously thinks you're working with that guy, which you were, that he was trying to stop. So he sat down at the table, very cheeky, telling you how cool he is. Surprised you don't know his name. He's clearly on a mission. He was accompanied by a rat folk woman, like kind of like a young teenager named Zoki, who was also who Tough saw when he evacuated the crime scene, basically, who said, if you pay me 10 gold, I won't tell anybody anything.
That was
and
so
the cheapskate,
good.
Yeah, cheapskate awesome. Tough was like, no, I'm good. Walks off. So yeah, that came back to bite you. But thanks for engaging with the world, Ryan. Great role play. Love you, dude. And yeah, so then got to know this guy a little bit. Apparently he's pursuing this blue kobold, and this blue kobold that went through the node stole a very important item to Renard called the Flora da Vita. And Renard hasn't told you exactly what that does, but it wasn't too comforting when he said it would probably destroy his beautiful homeland and maybe the entire planet. Not a big deal. You're trying to figure out if this guy's bad, like what he's up to. You know, you're all kind of having different feelings about it. The table dynamics getting thrown off a bit as you're sipping your coffee. And then he mentions something about the keepers, as if he knows them or knows about them, which is, of course, the main reason you came to Mazivo, to access the library and look up what the keepers of Keldora are, because you may be them yourselves. So he said that, it piqued your interest, but you know what? Cue perception roll, perfect time to leave you hanging with some combat. Also, Josh, great setup, because I didn't say, hey, Josh. I gave him some lore, and I was like, these are some things you know, but I didn't say, you need to say the keepers this session. I said, say it whenever it feels natural, and the expert role player / the longtime GM knew just the perfect time to drop that dude, and then it's like, oh, combat, here it comes. So
I love a good carrot. I love when a DM puts a good carrot in front of me. I'll always grab it, almost always.
Thank you. Thank you for reading the lore sheet. You know, I mean, that's another thing. Like, yeah, this is a great guest here.
Yet. Yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
I always feel bad because like you told me you go like, I said, do you want me to write out like character backstory? And you're like, you can if you want. It's okay. And I sent you 10 pages.
Dude, I was pumped. I was pumped, dude. That's all stuff I could use and feed off of.
But you're like using font 52 or something?
The most impressive thing of all, like, yeah, he knew the lore, but he also knew how to play his character, guys. I don't know if you've ever, like, experienced that yourself.
What's that
yeah,
like?
he like, read how to play his character. So he just started doing this
Get
awesome
him
things
out
in
of here.
combat.
This is Mortals and Portals.
Yeah, we don't know the rules here. What are you doing? Yeah.
Hey,
We
We
listen,
don't even
guys,
save our
that-
characters.
The episode hasn't come out yet, so let's wait until everyone can tell me. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
acting so confident, like I know what I'm doing, and then
confident
everybody's.
ignorance. That's what we do here. Confident
Okay,
ignorance.
good.
Yeah,
Then
you're
I'm
all good.
right where I need to be.
So these creepy guys started crawling out of the sewers basically and attacking you in the coffee shop. It seemed to be prioritizing Renard, but as you guys engaged in the conflict, they, were shifting their focus towards you as well. Super cool combat. Renard's like doing flips and using his panache, and Tuff's shooting his pistol, and Dax is using his magic, and Waltz is, I guess, just Captain America again. He, even against creepy undead-esque looking guys, he won't use his sword, and he's like punching him and headbutting him and using his shield. Super
Let's see
cool.
what happens.
And then Jules is like, I'll do you one better. I'm going to use a coffee pot. And yeah, that's kind of how the combat unfolded
Jules
there.
always finds
That's
really
how
cool
I win
ways
all
to
my
shoot.
fights, personally.
Yeah, Adam's
you
great
find
at
really-
telekinetic projectile.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing that you do. It's always in a
I'm
really
over here
clever way.
boring,
Yeah,
hitting
it's a
people
good
with a
party
sword and magic. And
What are you doing, man? Oh, yeah, and Tuff has rocket boots, apparently, which was also super cool.
Who got blown up on? Which one of you? It was.
Dax. Yes.
It's Dax, right? He
stabbed
was
one of
getting
them, and
exploded.
they exploded.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they
did do
kaboom.
that.
Yeah.
For sure. So be mindful of that. And then, you're starting to gain control of combat, and then you look to the skies and see like a formation of hippogriffs, silhouetted against the sun, getting into what Renard recognized as a bombing formation to just drop a bunch of bombs on you. Maybe the enemies you're fighting, who knows? But they've infiltrated the city, and Renard recognized that, rushed you all into the sewers, you jumped in, and the bombs fell. And that is where we ended our session. So let's start our session with a fortitude save from everybody. Oh wait, sorry,
Yeah.
reflex save from everybody.
oh,
Give me a
good, because
reflex
that's so
save.
much better for me.
Same. 27 for old Julesy.
24.
22.
all these high rolls. Here I go.
30.
Nice.
You son of a gun.
Seriously.
17.
I love Pathfinder because all the rolls are so high.
It's
Mhm.
crazy.
So satisfying.
I messaged Zach like the day before we recorded last time, and I said I sent him all my info because I was like, this feels so broken. If this guy showed up at a D&D table, he would rinse everybody.
He
Right.
would, yep.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
All right, all of you splash down into some damp, sewery cobblestones as the water splashes. The manhole closes overhead, and Renard rushes you all down the tunnel as you hear bombs peppering the surface above you, erupting, exploding as the ceiling starts to rumble and crack and collapse behind you, boulders falling from the ceiling. All of you take 12 damage, except
But I passed.
Tuff
I knew you were going to say that, you
takes
jerk.
24
No
damage
way.
as
Cow.
Tuffy.
the ceiling drops down on all of you. What's the status? What's everybody looking like?
I'm fine.
Alive.
Jules is looking a little beat up. He's okay, but he's looking a little rough.
And it eventually ceases as some of you are struck from rocks that fall from the ceiling, maybe raise a shield above your head. Renard, as you're concerned about Zoki, look back and see a boulder that's about to fall on her and dive and push her out of the way, and it strikes you instead,
My guitar.
dealing an addition that's one of your guitar, dealing the damage that would have been dealt to her. So you're going to take 24 damage instead of the 12 that you
I'm out,
took.
gang.
Oh, seriously? That's so heroic, dude.
Not an additional 24, just
No,
24
additional
total.
24. 24 instead of 12.
Oh, I take 24 instead of 12?
Right.
Yeah, I was just,
So I just take an additional 12 then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm
Okay.
still up. I'm still up. Just like I have
Okay,
10 left. I'm really bloodied now.
And you check Zoki out of the way, and the rock that was falling down about to strike her strikes you hard in the back. You feel it crunch on your shoulder as you stumble, slide on your knees, and roll over on your back. She hits the wall off to the side. And as the rocks sort of roll down the tunnel, you see a few of them overtake Tuff, and he looks as though he's buried for a moment.
Ow, ow, hey guy, what about me?
Who said that?
Who do you think? And my bionic tail kind of sticks out of the rock and swings around.
Roboto gato.
Si, senor. Por favor, mi helpo.
Oh gosh.
I'll
Broken Spanish and her.
I'll go over and start helping dig Tough out.
Whose idea was it to come down here anyway?
Yeah, better than being up there, right?
If you feel like you would have fared better with bombs above your head, you were my guest. It is only because you followed us in here that you are alive at all.
I might prefer that over being wet, too. And I fling some sewage off of me.
How are you guys doing?
Thank you. That got in my eye, Tough.
You guys are nuts. I mean, what have I gotten myself into? I was just trying to enjoy a cappuccino. And you look over and Duke's just brushing off his pants and he has a bunch of dust in his pink hair. Sheesh, some of those boulders are bigger than me.
Dax will look around, just trying to take stock of how everybody's doing, seeing how bloodied people are, if people are, have any broken bones or whatever the case may be.
As you're scanning the tunnel, Zoki sees what you're doing and taps you on the shoulder. And her eyes are sort of bugged out of her face. You can tell that was very traumatic for her. And then she simply just raises her finger and points at Renard, recognizing that he just saved her. Doesn't say anything, almost can't quite speak. She's very flustered, but you can tell she can tell Renard is in rough shape.
Hey, don't worry, he'll be all right.
He took a boulder to the shoulder.
It is all right. I'm okay. I have been in worse positions before.
Dax will look down to his bag and just start pulling out some of the medical supplies he has on him and initially start heading towards Don Renard because he seems to be faring the worst of us. And as he closes in, he'll, like I said, just kind of be looking around and observing how other people are doing.
One moment, my little lizard friend. I do not know if there are more enemies coming, and while I would very much like to bandage my wounds and fix my blouse, I think it is best that we move to somewhere safer. Zoki, you are familiar with these sorts of places?
Yes, yeah, I am. Also, here.
And she reaches into her cloak and pulls out your guitar and hands it to you.
Oh, wonderful. I am very grateful. This is a debt I owe to you.
Consider us even. It seems like you care about that guitar a lot. So my life, your guitar, same thing.
It is a good deal.
Jules will step towards Renard and he'll pull his ocarina out and he'll reach a hand down to Renard to help him up.
Oh, thank you.
On your feet?
Indeed.
I couldn't help but notice that you made a great sacrifice to save your instrument. I respect that dearly. And then he'll kind of look down at his ocarina. This ocarina has been in my family for, I honestly don't even know how long. It's handed down to me. But from one musician to another, I respect it.
Thank you very much. It's a very small thing you carry, but I understand it means very much to you. So.
Sometimes it's about the melody, the size of the melody that you play, not the size of the instrument.
How you use it, I got you, yeah.
You blow in the little holes? Is that what it does?
Essentially, yes. Like this, and then Jules will turn and he'll start to play a melody, and Renard will suddenly feel a little more invigorated.
This feels a little bit like the Office thing where it's like, I didn't help you, you helped me. It's like I didn't like the trade in favors.
Yeah,
like,
they just keep
I'm a little frustrated that you're helping me.
So Renard will suddenly feel a little more invigorated, and you will gain 8 hit points.
I hate to admit it, but it is a beautiful sound.
I know, and then I'll keep walking.
Oh, pirates.
Tuff's gonna lean over to Waltz and say, "Freaking musicians, man."
Yeah, tell me about it. But this is a good song. Hey, Ronaldo.
Yes, Wally.
My friend, does this type of thing, with the old hippogriffs and the bombs, is this normal in this area, or was that for you?
And while you guys are walking out of the tunnel, you can hear like bells ringing, like as you kind of vaguely can see through barred drains that are maybe out of reach, and you can hear like commotion and people running around. So you can definitely tell the city is reacting to the fact that bombs were just dropped.
Yeah. I am familiar with the flying forces that dropped those concussive blasts. They are powerful fighters and are in search of the same thing I am, though they may be going about it in a different means. And I cannot say if they are friendly or not. But by the looks of it, not as friendly as I am.
Yeah, I'll say.
I would say so.
And what exactly were you in search of again? This Flora de Vida?
That is correct, yes. You remembered. Good ear.
I also remember you saying something about ending the world with that thing. What was that
I do
all
not
about?
remember saying that, but the most important thing is to get the Flora de Vida.
No,
as
no,
soon as we
you
can.
definitely did say that, Renard. Yeah, what was
Yeah, the
that?
kid's a good listener.
We are currently in the sewers, and I am bleeding, my friends. I will be happy to answer your questions as soon as we can find a place to heal.
Guys, we got to get going. And Dax will start digging through his pouches. He's starting to kind of jog down this tunnel. He'll pull out a couple sets of bandages, throw one to Tough, one to Waltz, which in-game means I'm performing battle medicine. And I have the new skill feat Ward Medic, which means I can do it to 2 people anytime I do treat wounds.
Nice.
And treat wounds with battle medicine means it just takes 1 action. So both of you will be able to benefit from that.
All right, roll a medicine check.
It's not terrible. That is a 17.
That is a success.
Unfortunately, only 8 hit points to both of you.
No problem.
And if you have a wounded condition, it's gone now.
Thanks, Dax. That feels much better.
Yeah, no problem. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Do we even know where we're going?
I'm relying on my friend who is more familiar with sewers.
I don't really like the way you say that, but he's right. I'm not familiar with the sewers. And it's not because I'm a rat. It's just unrelated.
But very well. Then,
It's okay. Like, it's fine.
but you do know how to lead us out of it.
I do. It's just, it's
Okay.
unrelated to the being a rat, folk.
That's fine.
So as I'm following Zoki down this tunnel, Waltz is going to use this time to refocus if he can.
Yep, do it.
Cool.
Yeah, well, Rat Kid, maybe you can hurry up and get us out of here. I had places I was trying to go.
Well, where's that? I mean, maybe we can get there through the sewers. I don't know. Where you heading?
That's my own business. How about just out of the sewers?
So many questions.
Oh, that's your own business, huh?
She turns around,
Then lead the way.
starts picking her teeth.
All right, I will. And I
See ya.
sort of non-confidently start leading my way down the sewer.
As you're kind of like clearly walking like unconfidently, she gestures to Renard to step off to the side.
I absolutely will stick with her.
She steps up and kind of quiet, picking her teeth.
Look, where are we going? I don't really know what you're after. If we need to heal up, I can find a nice nook around here somewhere. We can all take a moment to regroup, but just running around aimlessly, that's usually not a good idea down here.
That seems that way. I need time to focus, to think of the Flora de Vida and draw my blade and let it guide me. But I fear I am too wounded to expend that energy.
All right, I'll find somewhere quiet. But do we trust these guys?
She kind of gestures over her shoulder.
At the moment, unless you are willing to take on 4 pirates on your own, well, we should trust
They're
them.
all pirates? Do you just use pirates like as a generic term for anyone that's like not you? Because like they're definitely
If you
not all
find one
pirates.
pirate and he is with other people and they're okay with him being a pirate, I think they are probably also pirates.
That's actually better reasoning than I thought you'd have. Okay, sure. All right, well, we'll keep an eye on the pirates then.
And she winks at you.
I'll wink back and pat her on the back and probably lean on her a little bit, actually.
Yeah, let's find somewhere for you to rest.
She looks over and says,
All right, you can follow the kitty cat down the tunnel, or we're gonna go find somewhere to rest. Up to you.
Tough will just be at the front of the line, like kind of pointing around, trying to get his bearings. All right, so if the coffee shop was there and we're here now, we moved probably
That's wrong. The
this
coffee
way.
shop was the other way. You turned around.
Tough, I'm going with her.
Hey, Duff, I think we're going this way, bud.
"Yeah, I'm going with Waltz for sure."
All right, well, I was just about to figure it out is all I'm saying.
Sure
Yeah,
you
you had it. We're just going to go another way.
And then, Jules, I'll walk up to him and put my hand on his shoulder and give him a wink and say, "It's all right, Tough. You can't win them all."
Don't even.
All right, so Zoki will guide you down a different tunnel and then maybe like a smaller sub-tunnel off to the side. And it's just a quiet little opening. There's just 2 ways out. Like either you can go back the way you came or continue down. So it feels pretty secure. You can keep an eye on both. And she says,
not many people know about the subtunnels. It should be good. I come down here to rest all the time.
Oh, tunnels upon tunnels, huh? I'll gesture for my guitar.
I already gave it to you.
Oh, good. There it is. Sorry, I've lost a lot of blood.
Out of it. Yeah.
And I'll start strumming it as I talk. There is a great need for me to follow this blue other lizard person who took the Flula de Vida. He went through a node that I am not certain where it leads, or where it led for him.
It went to Ashmark. Yeah, that's why nobody came out the other side. Nobody really lives there.
It is an abandoned place.
Kinda. It's like a jungle island or something on Mortifa. I don't know. Not a lot of people go there.
It's a
Wait,
good
how'd
place.
you know that he went there?
Well, because I was by the node, I listened. People were talking about it going to Ashmark. I don't know. Unless they're all wrong.
There is no need to judge my friend for having good ears. This is...
Yes, I hear and saw a lot of things like this guy shoot you in the neck. Maybe we should question him.
That is
Not me.
worth questioning.
Who?
You've been very withholding of your information, and it has not helped us thus far.
Tough looks side to side. Oh yeah, I forgot we confirmed that was me that did that. First try, by the way. You gotta admit, pretty good shot.
It took you 3 tries.
Shut up, kid.
I will stop playing and look at him and be like, you will not insult her in that way again.
Tough will kind of get maybe a little bit intimidated, but then like shrug it off and put on his tough face again. I'll say what I want. How about that?
You are allowed to speak any way you wish, but the next time you insult Zoki or treat her in a way that is disrespectful to my eyes, I will draw my blade no matter how much blood is left in my bones.
Ooh, I'm shaking in my rocket boots.
Listen, fellas, we could spend the rest of the day going back and forth. I think right now it's best that we work together and try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and not to mention, there's a lot of commotion going on around up there. Whether we did or didn't do anything wrong, I'm pretty sure if we get spotted, we'll have to go talk to the Paratier. So you better be ready to do that if you plan on getting caught.
All right. You want info about this blue guy, right?
Yes.
How about this? I tell you everything I know about him. You tell me everything you know about the Keepers.
You do not know about the Keepers. Well, this is a good deal.
I put my paw out.
I will stand, walk over to him, and shake his paw.
You got yourself a deal. All right, you first. And I put my hands behind my head.
Do we got to roll for a deal? Is there a deal roll?
Deal roll?
Something?
The Keepers are the Keepers. They have always been the Keepers, and I don't think anyone truly knows all of them or if they are even still around. But beings of unknown, immeasurable power who have safeguarded the world for time out of mind.
So they're the keepers of what? Peace?
They are the Keepers. The Keepers are the Keepers. The peace is subjective, depending on who you are trying to keep from not being peaceful.
Well said.
Suppose that's true.
In other words, you're saying they could still be quote-unquote bad guys.
I did not say that. I do not think the Keepers have ever been bad guys. I think they are the Keepers. This is not foreign information to me. It's like you're asking me to tell you about what a flower is.
I've never heard of the Keepers.
What's that?
I've never heard of the Keepers. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm realizing how heavily I have stepped it. Reynard thought he was making a deal for schoolboy information, and it's he's like, oh, I got way more out of this. So the Keepers of Keldor are a collective of very powerful beings who, when needed, have arrived to save who needs to be saved, and they have a very central and key and very important role in the history of my people that you will never know, of course, but it is their duty to look after the balance, you might say, of the equilibrium of our world. I do not know if perhaps the Keepers are a fraternity of people that are passed down generations, or perhaps they are long-lived beings of immeasurable power. There are many questions, of course, but I thought everyone knew. The who the keepers were.
Dax will take another bandage out of his bag and toss it to Jules. Here you go. Bandage yourself up, bud.
Thanks,
So you're
buddy.
telling me these keepers are this is a group of people, or this the same people who come back every time? 'Cause I don't.
The keepers are always 7, never any more or less. At some point, each keeper will pass their responsibility on to another. It is a generational role that a keeper chooses a new keeper and they become a keeper after that keeper, and the keeper line continues as it always and ever has. Some perceive them to be gods, beings of immeasurable power, and possess extensive supernatural gifts. But even as much as I am aware of them, and you are not, there is still little that I know. They have an ability to travel between the nodes, whether they are aligned or not. They address threats to every system, and each of the 7 is for one planet. They are guardians, protectors, and my home, which again, you will never see ever, but it is the most beautiful place. It owes
You say
its...
that. Where is your home?
Yeah, where it has always been, and never the same place twice.
Dax takes psychic damage.
In
Roll a d4, Joel. Just do it.
my home was in a very dangerous place, and there was no way we were going to survive, and it was going to be destroyed. And the keeper, Nyakor, an orc thaumaturge, stepped in and provided the help that we needed, just as they are meant to do. The keeper kept their oath that day, and I owe my entire people to them. And it is that same gift that they helped to give, the Flora de Vida, that we are trying to save, that I, at least, am trying to save now.
Dang, that sounds cool. You're really smart.
She pats you on the shoulder.
Jules is trying to just take all this information in as he's bandaging himself up.
All right, roll a medicine check.
Ooh, that's not as good this time. That is a 13.
Okay, unfortunately, that is a failure. So just as you're speaking, Dax, maybe you're really fixated on what Renard is telling you. It's a lot of like deep, interesting lore. Obviously, there's some significance to it to you. So you're almost zoning out a bit as you're listening. And you realize you were treating what looked like a surface wound on Jules, but it's internal and it would maybe require a little bit more attention. And you're kind of lacking the focus to do that here and maybe the tools. So that is a failure.
I think Jules would maybe question what's going on, but Dax knows more than he would, so he's just going with it.
Bernard, though, and I'll go over and lay my hand on his shoulder and cast
it's
Lay on
Renard.
Hands.
Thank you. Your hand was
How much
very
is
large
that?
and heavy at first, but now it is good to feel.
Listen, it seems like we're gonna need to work together here. Would you agree?
It would seem that is the best option forward, yes.
Do you trust us, Don?
I'm looking around at a bunch of really mean-looking figures in a sewer after just getting bombed on. Very little health. I do believe I can trust you, yes.
Good. We need to be able to trust you too, Don. So you got to start explaining some things. What was the deal with everything that happened up there, and where are you really from?
I can never tell you where I am from, I am afraid, but I can tell you more of myself. I am not the handsome, beautiful, smart, clever hero that I may appear. It was my responsibility to guard and protect the Flora de Vida. It is because of me that it is lost, and the last time I was wounded this badly, it was at the hands of Rau. He tricked me with a group of lizard people like you, but of course bad ones that probably cannot talk. And they were very sneaky and diverted my attention and took that precious item from my home. It is because of me that the world perhaps may be in peril. If I cannot return the Flora de Vida, it is the end of my home, most certainly, but it...
Wait, what's it do? What's the big deal?
Yeah, what is this thing?
The power of the Flora de Vida is old, very old. Perhaps you're not aware, but there are some magics in the worlds that were created before any can remember, and the power that is invested in them is greater than any that can be created today. Those of us who are educated refer to them as old magic, and the Flora da Vida is not different, but the unique feature of this specific flower is that it is part of my people. It is a piece of who we are. When we are not with it, we grow frailer and weaker, and our power is lost. You may see me as a graceful dancer and musician, moves with dexterity and speed, but those abilities are falling through a sieve of sand the longer I am away from the Flora da Vida. And the same goes for my wife and children and all of the people at my home. It is why I have left all that I love to recapture it.
How's that destroy the world, though? I don't understand. This is a lot for me, you guys. Yeah.
There is much you don't understand, and you have to be okay with that.
What? You have to be okay with the world? What are you talking about? Jeez. Never should have went through the parrot-tier.
Just as a fish can never know how to fly, you will never fully understand the peril which I speak of.
Because you're not telling us.
So it seems like without this thing, your people die.
Most certainly. That is the one thing I can tell you without a doubt.
Well, let's make sure that doesn't happen. And I'll look to Jules and Dax and Tuff.
I'll look to Waltz, think about everything that he's just learned for a moment, and I'll give him a assuring nod.
I love Jules's assuring nods.
I was just going to lean over to Zoki and say, are they speaking telepathically? I don't understand what is going on.
I don't know, but they look kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of hate it.
I don't know what we're going to get into here, but if you guys are in, I'm in, I guess.
Yeah, people dying bad. What I don't get is, if this artifact is so specific to your people, what would someone else want with it?
I do not like to think what the answer to that question is, to be honest. Whoever wants it, I cannot imagine that their aims are anything but foul.
I don't think you've gotten to the crux of exactly what this thing does.
If only you were not uneducated. Pirates.
Tough, scowls a little bit.
Imagine that there is a rushing, flowing river that is powerful and vast, and there is a village just at an outflow of that river that is able to use the power of that flow to create bread and water fields and paint with watercolors. It gives them everything that they need. That same flow a villain could use to power a machine of war, a weapon that could be used to destroy that village. And if he were to cut off that flow, to remove it, to dam it up, then all that would be left would be a desert. So that is what the old magic is. It is that river, and the Flora da Vida flows through me and through my people, and it is currently missing. I do not know what their aims are, but it cannot be good.
Tough throws his arms up in the air. Artists in your poetry, I tell ya. All that to say one word, a weapon. Great. And then he'll mumble under his breath. Sounds like I'm gonna have to get some of this information on my own anyway at that library.
Dax will kind of think back to his home planet where the sun shards are plentiful and, sometimes used for good, but often, like with the Voshek that we heard in Dax's origin, can be also used for evil in a similar way to what Don Renard was just explaining. Dax is kind of getting fired up by this analogy, this speech that Don Renard just gave the whole group. You know what, Don Renard, I'm with you. I think we get this thing back.
Yes. Strum faster.
Well, I know we all traveled here through no, that wasn't a line, but listen, if they're supposed to be...
No, you did not.
And I'll look to Digsby's crew. If we were ever supposed to be keepers, guys, I don't know how we do it. It took all of us to take down Sindor, and there's supposed to be one per planet, I don't think I could ever do what we did without you guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting, but you did not pass through an unaligned node.
I mean, that part he's right about, but I don't know that we're keepers, man. Didn't you say that it's passed down? Wouldn't we know if we were keepers?
No one told me.
I'm sorry, but I understand that you're not all of you are as learned as myself, but I do not think you could have passed through an unaligned node. That is not how it works. You have to coordinate on an aligned node and try to get there. It would take a lot of time. That is, of course, how you traveled here, yes?
No, I can't say I understand how we all got here, but from what we've all gathered, we arrived here under serious and dire circumstances, relatively around the same time.
Hey, Don, you're a learned man.
That I am.
Do the words Unra Tantum mean anything to you?
Unra Tantum?
Tantum?
Here, I've got them all written here.
Ah.
And Tuff opens up his forearm compartment and has all the words
thanks,
written
Tuff.
down
Yeah.
that everybody had said they had heard through the landline or through the nodes.
Who told you these words? This is elder speech. I cannot speak it myself. It is beyond me. You traveled through unaligned nodes. I cannot.
Yes.
We all did.
Even the Roboto Gato.
Well, I guess I don't know about him.
He's got a different story.
Okay. Well, then the three of you, I think the three of you might be given a chance to step into the position of a keeper. Yes. The way it is selected, a candidate is, may never know until they pass the given task.
All right. I think I've heard enough. This is
I
all
don't know,
nonsense.
Tuff. I want to know this.
You called them gods. Last time I checked, gods don't die, in case you guys already forgot about your friend Ryu.
Tough, come on.
There was another?
Reynard's spouting nonsense right now. Best chance we've got of finding out what the keepers really are is checking out that library.
No.
I don't trust a word this guy was saying. The only thing we really know about him is a group of guys he knows tried to bomb us.
Tough. Let him speak.
Only the keepers know the means with which their position is passed on. It is kept a mystery even to the candidate before they step into it. You could all be on a great quest. Except for you, of course. But it is truly, if this is, I'm gonna like, I'll stand up and I'll hand my guitar to Zoki and pull out my blade, and I'll say, then, I am in the presence of those who would save the worlds. My sword is yours if you will help me to recapture the Flora de Vida. Perhaps that is the quest you have been on, to step into your positions as keepers. And I am here to witness a glorious moment in time. Or maybe be a keeper myself.
Jules will kind of look at the rest of Digsy's crew and thank you, Renard. We appreciate your support and your sword. I can't say for sure that we are keepers of this universe, but I suppose that's what our quest is to find answers, figure out why we've joined together under these mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, I don't want to count my owlbears before they hatch, but I don't know that we're I don't know that I'd say that we're keepers necessarily, but I mean there's definitely some stuff we got to figure out. And I don't see any better start to that than capturing this Flor de Vida.
Yes, I think it was fate that we met. I will tell my grandchildren one day that I was there to recapture the Flora de Vida with the keepers of Caldor. And he will sheath his blade. So you could follow that villain that took the Flora de Vida. We could chase him through the nodes to this desolate place you mentioned.
Yeah, Ashmark, yeah.
Can Tuff make a roll to see if Renard's lying about this stuff that he told us?
Sure, yeah, roll it up. What's your will DC?
My will DC?
Mm-hmm. It's 10 plus your will save modifier.
Oh, 10 plus the will save, then 21.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, you can roll a perception against his will DC.
Here I go. 25.
Okay, I'll say this. There is more that I haven't told, but I'm not willfully trying to mislead anybody.
He's just not including
So nothing
some
you've said
information.
is a lie. There's just stuff
Correct.
that hasn't
I have
been
not
said.
lied, but I also have like omitted a couple key things that I deemed unnecessary to share.
And I guess I get that sense that you're leaving stuff out. Okay.
Yeah, if it feels like you don't have the whole picture, there's a reason for that still. But yeah, but I'm not trying to lie.
Tuff just looks very skeptically at Renard. I believe that you believe all those things, but I don't have to believe them. Not everything's adding up. I feel like you're hiding something. Right now, I feel like you're a liability, especially if I'm trying to get to the library.
And is this how you all feel?
Don, we did come here to figure out what these words mean, and if you don't speak Elder Speech, it seems like the library may be our only shot at deciphering what these all mean.
Unless you knew someone else who can help us.
All right. The reason that you should care, beyond just being the goodness of your heart, is that my home is in the sky. It is a floating island, massive in scope, a continent of its own. The Flora de Vida keeps it in the air, and the longer it is away, the weaker that magic gets, and the closer my home becomes to falling. And if it falls, it will not just destroy my home. It could destroy the entire world. I must get the Flora de Vida.
Tuff will have started walking away, but like freeze as he says that.
There we go.
What the hell did you just say? Maybe you should have led with something like that. World-ending thing that could possibly drop on the planet, destroying everything around it. Of course I'd rather do that than go to the library.
I mean, he's got a point. Why were you so cagey about this?
I have broken the trust of my people, even telling you that much. But
Duke's just looking side to side. Maybe we should tell the Parateer. Maybe they can blow it up or something, before
I
it
draw my
hits the
blade and I
surface.
point it at his throat.
Whoa. I'm just saying, like, I don't really want the whole planet to blow up. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I was just trying to drink coffee. Like, oh, man.
Hey, nobody wants the whole planet to blow up.
I lean to Dax and I say, I forgot he was here.
You will not inform anyone of what you have heard here.
I'm just saying, maybe we gotta choose, like, your home in the sky or the whole planet. I don't know. I'm not used to this stuff, okay?
We can save
You
my
guys
home.
are like gods or whatever. I mean, maybe you can stop it, but jeez.
Renard,
Yes,
does the world know of your home?
it does not. And it needs to stay that way. That is why we must move very quickly. And I promise, if you are keepers, then you may know. For the world to be aware of my home would mean just as much destruction. For them, our way of life, our peace.
Okay, sorry, I don't know. I'm just, man, he's just like pacing and he's pulling his pink hair. It's just like all frayed. And then Zoki looks around.
Well, I mean, we gotta get an ash mark then quick. It sounds like this is really important. You guys can go through unaligned notes, right? That's what you were saying? That's the only way. Well, I don't think anything's lining up with that anytime soon. I don't know.
Unfortunately, I don't think any of us know how to do that on command. It all just happened for us.
That's right.
Well, maybe it'll happen again. I don't know.
We have to try. I believe it will work. You said that the situations were dire when you traveled the first time, and the situation is dire now.
What do you say, guys? I think it's worth a try.
I don't know, Tuff. You sure you wouldn't rather go to the library and read a bunch of books?
Hey, I'm just saying, rocks hitting planets happens all the time. Usually I prefer not to be on that planet when it happens, and gotta say, Dunadas resting place. Prefer if it didn't get blown up.
Well then, I think it's settled. I'll look to Renard. Let's get this Flora de Vida.
And that
Oh,
is where
no,
we'll
I wanna
end
keep going.
the session.
Come on.
No, I wanted to talk to Renard some more.
I feel like I talked so much.
Stuff going on. No, dude, Josh.
I mean, that's the
learned
point
so
of
much,
dude.
that's the point of a guest star.
Carried
Dude,
that.
you
You
were just
were
telling us
absolute
so many
rock
things
star.
that
Yeah.
you answered so many questions that we had.
Yeah, you laid some
this
big
is like
dumps.
Josh, you got to stay for the downtime, bro.
Zach,
Yeah,
if you could
we got a lot to talk
I'd like
about,
to talk
guys,
more
yes.
about this.
Yeah.
If we could just talk right now,
I think
it'd be
let's
great.
do it.
Why don't
Let's,
you
uh,
tell
yeah,
me
yeah,
about
yes.
I let you guys
We're all about
influence
this
me with
stuff.
all of your talking, and this is like
Yeah.
totally my bad, and like I know this is a little
Okay.
delayed, but I mean this like with the utmost like respect, and also just like
tell
because
me.
I love
Yeah,
you guys,
you
like
got it.
that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying this. But
What's up?
shut
Yeah.
up, because we're gonna talk about that in the downtime, which for
Zachary.
patrons where we react to the most recent episode. And this is a special one because Josh is gonna attend, and dude, you did an awesome job like spilling all this lore. We'll talk about that. So yeah. If you want to check that out, become a patron. And yeah, thank you to anyone who joined us to check out Josh. This is the second episode, so thanks for checking us out. We hope you're enjoying the show. And if you want to check out older episodes, please do that. And then again, check out Josh's shows, Sneak Attack, and his current one that is active with new episodes coming out and all that stuff, which is Titans of Altera that he GMs, so you can hear all kinds of crazy voices and accents and all his awesome roleplay. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, per the usual, we just want to read a couple comments that we found that encourage us to keep going, just so you know we see them, and just doubles for a way to thank the crew. So yeah, just recently we released a YouTube video of Ryan just kind of walking through his process of making music. So yeah, he turned a camera on and he's just kind of glancing over his shoulder and talking real smooth and just giving you a little bit of insight into how he composes the music for Mortals and Portals. It's awesome. Ryan's super funny, man. I just love like listening to this thing. And also, it's really good to know you can make an entire song in 23 minutes and 48 seconds, Ryan. So I don't know why you complain about having to. Oh wait, that's edited, right? Okay, never mind. But yeah, just want to read a couple comments on there just to thank everyone for checking it out. If you want more behind-the-scenes content, just let us know. First one from Nikki. Sorry, I have to butcher this. Noki, whatever. She said, "This is so cool. I didn't realize how much goes to the process of creating music. Love the behind-the-scene content." I guess that answers the question. They love behind-the-scene content. We'll do that.
What a nice comment from a nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a nice person.
And Freezin' P, dude, he swooped in again. He said, "Oh, right on. Are y'all taking turns doing your specialties?" That would be. Do we need to make a video of Joel cutting out all the lip
Oh my
smacks?
gosh, what a boring video that would be.
yeah, we're gonna do a video of that. And then Taryn dropping sweet sound effects. You can watch him like endlessly scroll through bone crunching sounds and like blood splurting, and that like keep him up at night to find the perfect sound for whenever someone gets hit.
Oh,
That'd be
Miss
great. We could do that.
Behind.
Yeah.
That scene from Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
juices. Sorry.
Yo, yeah, dude, that scene bothers me so much. It has
too
never
much
not bothered
ASMR.
me. Yeah, we got our boy Roel, dude. We know Roel. He comes in, he says real, dude. He's saying this is real. And then okay, Ryan, what does this comment mean? Oh, you use the BBC instruments? There's a trumpet bit in one of the fights that reminded me of BBC Two channel from the early 90s. What is that?
It's the BBC Symphony Orchestra. It's like it's a free for people looking for like an orchestral plugin out there. It's a free plugin that sounds really good, and he recognized the sound. Apparently,
That is
which
impressive,
crazy.
dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a
impressive.
crazy ear.
Or he might have seen it written as BBC under like one of the instruments they had on the side. But no, he said he heard the trumpet early on. So yeah,
That's cool, man. That's a good listener right there, picking up on all
Yeah.
that. And then, I just got to say my favorite quote from the entire thing is you use a didgeridoo instrument and you say, "What did the didgeridoo do to you?" And, it's just like, I didn't ever think I would get a tattoo, but once I heard that, I was like, yeah, I'll get a tattoo.
You did a good job of spelling didgeridoo too.
I
don't know if
looked
you
it
had to
up.
look that
That's why.
Yeah,
I looked it up. Cool.
There's a
So, yeah.
sneaky little D in there.
Yeah, there's a sneaky D. We all know about the sneaky
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Hold on.
Sneaky little D.
Oh gosh.
What that did
And
to
we
you
will
guys.
see you next time. Mortals.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Shoot, that is a focus spell. So I did that once, and I'm an idiot. But now I'm smarter. For
I can't wait to
And
use
we
Wow,
that.
can keep
guys,
on going.
we watched him learn in real time. He's
Learning
getting
has occurred.
smarter.
I just saw
I'm just glad it
synapses
happened.
get created.
Oh yeah,
It's
great.
working,
It's a
it's
great
working.
feeling.
The circle goes in the round hole.
Okay, let's keep this thing going. I feel great now.